You're now starring in this superhero series. It's DC's Stargirl. Did you grow up a comic book guy?
I mean, I was really a Mad Magazine guy. That was like the first thing I ever remember really getting organized to do, was to get a subscription to Mad, where, okay, I got to put $12 together and fill out the form. So, yeah, I was really into Mad.
I was into Mad too. Yeah. I got into
Mad. Mad was great. If you're in a bind, you read Cracked. Did you ever get to that position?
Yeah, Cracked was like, okay, I've read this Mad magazine like 5 times.
Right, 3 times.
So, all right, I'll go and take a look at the Cracked. I won't buy it, but I'll pick it out of the kiosk and look at it.
But yeah, I really did have fun getting into the superhero world. I mean, it was. I did have trouble. Like, there's so many characters, like, villains and super villains and villains that used to be good and bad. And like, when we were doing the show, Breck Bassinger, who plays my stepdaughter Stargirl in it, she was a great actress and I went into the project thinking, I'm going to kind of teach these kids how it's done. And hopefully I'll get to show them some of the things I've learned from some of these great actors over the years.
You'll be like Brando on The Godfather.
Right.
Teaching Pacino and Duvall, you'll be showing them the ropes.
That's really how I thought it was going to be. And then I got there, and then all these kids are such pros. I mean, really nice kids, but also so well organized. And Breck, for instance, she knew not only her dialogue, but my dialogue. So I'd get kind of mixed up with these superheroes, and we'd be doing a scene, and I'd say, like, okay, look, we've got to get to Iceman's lair right now. And she'd say, what about Icicle? And I'd say, look, we got to get to Icicle's lair right now. They got to where they wouldn't even cut. And, there'd be scenes where we'd finish doing something and I'd have to go up to Breck and say, look, I'm sorry. I always get Johnny Thunder and Hawkman mixed up. They for some reason, they sound the same to me. And she'd say, no, that's okay. I've just got to go do some stunt training for 3 hours, Luke. So that's great. But yeah, sometimes I'd get a little mixed up in the DC Comics superhero lore and the names.
Is it true that you have a little bit of a reputation on set for maybe sometimes going into your dialogue a little early?
No, the kid playing my son, Trey Romano, this really funny, great kid, I overheard him saying one day to Breck, like, yeah, you got to be really careful with Luke. Don't take a pause, because then he'll just start talking. And I said, hey, by the way, I don't know your dialogue. I just don't know mine. So if I see you stop talking, I'm going to start in on my dialogue. So you got to be quicker off the trigger. And then I tried to just kind of turn it into a thing. And remember, this is the DC universe thing. Guys are moving fast.
Yeah.
We got to have it's like a lot of action. So you got to be ready. But here I am. Then, you look around and there's the crew watching you having this kind of argument with the 12-year-old. And, but no, Trey's one of my good friends, but he did complain how he couldn't take a pause. And I said, hey, buddy, I'm just telling you right now, I see you like look out the window or look down at the ground. I'm coming in hot with my dialogue. So you either get, so then the poor kid, there were scenes where he'd be just doing this kind of rapid fire dialogue.
You got to watch it, because for years we've been doing shows at Comic-Con, and those people take this universe or any universe very seriously. And if you're playing a character and they run into you, they expect you to know everything about this DC universe.
Believe me, I've had to watch myself. I've had people come up and say, hey, I hear you're in Stargirl. And I'm saying, yeah, it's a really great show. And then the guys say, well, does Brainwave, is he ever going to do Battle with Hourglass? And I'll say, I'm not quite sure. I'll see it in their eyes that they know that I don't know what I'm talking about. So then I get completely uncomfortable. But, it would be like saying, yeah, I'm a Yankees fan. And then someone saying, do you like Derek Jeter? And saying, who's Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to get better at it. But I really try and keep those conversations very brief and say, just do the thing. Hey, I don't want to spoil anything for you about the show. You'll just have to watch.
My advice to you, Luke, is shoot your scenes and then get back to the bungalow as quickly as possible. Don't wander around, because someone might ask you a question, okay?
That's right. That's what I do. Like a ghost on the set.